나만다 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 남만다브 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 효벽 The Buddhist Church of Parlier Sangha is gathered here today to observe the memorial of the passing of the Gautama Siddhartha, Shakyamuni Buddha, the sage of Shakas. His last words to us were, "Hold fast to the Dharma and make yourselves your own light. Seek emancipation in the Dharma, the truth reality. Look not for assistance from anyone besides yourself. Rely on yourself and do not rely on external help. All component things are subject to decay and death. Consider the thing called self. Think of its transiency. How can you fall into delusions about it and cherish pride and selfishness, knowing that they must all end in inevitable suffering? Be always thinking about the transiency of your life. You will be able to resist greed and anger, and will be able to avoid all evils. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of the Buddha, please repeat the Nembutsu after me. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Nammandav, 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 nammandav. Nammandav, nammandav. 무사츠 무료아주교 所心の内戦願が差物在所可動所持未不下突正常意大任精進尿税三昧知恵以上法制毒物業志願に再復いさ大安慶始物百千億万無量大小収入五弱用一切使徒小物不尿具道検証不客非尿五弱小物世界不影無種節度光明師匠変師匠国尿税生じ異人難量量が差物国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国尿内オンニムとそがと愛味道脱一切実法来小心熱症状移動が語平楽安穏好物神妙税が心象発願の日力少々欲実法清楚知恵無下上量子尊知が信行軽量子死食毒中あ行生じ年中As long as space abides, and as long as the world abides, so long may my awakening words abide, destroying the sufferings of world. Ani Any merit here gained, we wish to be directing equally to all beings. May all sentient beings awaken the aspiration for enlightenment, for emerging the individual Buddha nature in the state of perfect peace and utmost of bliss. Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo. Kindness and gratitude beyond human words coming alive here and now. Naman, 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 Naman. Naman, 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 Vandana Tisarana. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddha Sharanam Gacchami, Dhamma Sharanam Gacchami, Sangha Saranam Gacchami. Homage to him. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namu Kie Butsu, Namu Kie Ho, Namu Kie So, Namu Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. 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 Okay, please join me in meditation. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground on which I stand. By relying on the truth reality of the Dharma, the fellowship of the Sangha, and the wisdom and compassion of the Buddha, may I realize my true nature and liberate other beings from sufferings. One ought to know that there is no power in the Nembutsu itself. Its power derives from Shakyamuni Buddha, whose enlightenment is already completed, whom recites the Nembutsu of the ultimate compassion workings with the attribute of boundless light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, thank you. This month, February, is the month of the Buddha passed away. And this Sunday, we have the Nirvana Day service of the Buddhist Church of Parlier, combined with their February Shotsuki monthly memorial service. Location from Fresno Betsim Small Chapel. The reason why Buddhist tradition place such an importance on the occasional memorial services is that it is the perfect opportunity to reflect on each person's true and real life without any falsehood. At the beginning of the Nirvana Day Dharma talk, we Buddhists should remind the last words of the Shakyamuni Buddha. Please join me in Gassho and listen carefully. After I am gone, the Dharma will be your guide. First, be true and real to yourself. Those who practice the Dharma and live in the Dharma are always by me, close to me. But even though one is beside me, if he or she does not practice the Dharma, he or she is not near me. All things and all lives are constantly changing, passing from one state to another. All are subject to this universal law of change. I am no exception. My final day is here. Since all things change, it does not make any difference if my physical body passes away. This body is not the Buddha. The truth reality is the Buddha itself. It is the important point. Do not concern yourselves with my passing away, but concern yourselves with your own truth reality. That is called Dharma. Dear Ananda, my friend, be with your life as your island, seeking no external refuge, with the Dharma as your island, seeking no other refuge. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay, thank you. Almost 2,700 years ago, the Buddha taught an amazing religion, better to call Dharma, based solely on truth and reality, free of any delusions. He revealed a way of life based on Dharma, the truth reality. Yet even today, there are still people out there who worship and believe in strange things seriously. Although it seems strange to us, but some kind of people says that it's fine as long as the person oneself is grateful for it. Or isn't that what faith is all about? There are many issues involved there. But for now, let's look at it from two angles. The first is that faith, as someone said, is essentially the same thing, though to different degrees. In general, the term faith is used to lump together a wide variety of beliefs. However, there are some facts that need to be clearly distinguished. For example, praying hard to the gods for fortune and safety in the home, or entrusting everything to the gods and the Buddha are both called faith. However, the two are fundamentally different. In the former case, we are trying to have our selfish desires fulfilled by the power of God, which is a very foolish idea and cannot be called true faith. One philosopher said, religion is the feeling of absolute devotion. Religion is the feeling of absolute devotion. So, the latter case is a true faith, and there is a fundamental difference between them. However, one may say that even if it is a feeling of absolute devotion, as long as it is a feeling, one is only feeling that way oneself. Therein lies the second problem. In other words, the matter is that faith is just something we subjectively are possessed with the idea. In other words, the matter is one's sincerity or enthusiasm. It is no big deal what content people subjectively believe in. But that is not true. There are some beliefs in the world that the more zealous you are, the more harmful they become. This is called fanaticism. Fanaticism. They believe in the truth, and they believe in the untruth. Faith originally does not mean that one just swallows without knowing why, and then sticks to it. Some people seem to think that this is exactly what faith is. But faith is not about clinging oneself, but rather about getting out of one's own attachments. So-called Buddhist faith is given to us where we meet something far beyond our shallow intentions. Buddha's masterful wisdom and kindness, which contains the attribute of boundless light. So, faith is far beyond subjective. But the meeting with the truth that we cannot deny, and more than being self-satisfied, it is an infinite reduction of our complacency. It is those who do not have faith who, in fact, are satisfying themselves in the appropriate, comfortable places, aren't they? Shinran Shonin says, honestly, some religions are false, some are just makeshift. So we need to find the true religion. False religions are those that blame the cause of happiness or unhappiness on the horoscope, yin and direction, palmistry, names, etc., etc. And some even blame their ancestors for their misfortune. And they pray and tell fortunes. A religion of makeshift is one that is theoretically maybe complete, but is impossible for us to put into practice. It's called a makeshift religion because it's not the real solution to our suffering in reality. Because most of them are based on delusion and fiction that causes a hindrance to practice. The true religion is the one that reveals where I am and where my suffering lies, that takes care of me and my suffering, and that actually solves it, not just to ease my mind. Shinran Shonin spent 90 years of his life teaching us that the teaching contained in the Buddha's single words, just contains in the Buddha's single word, Nam Ami Tab, is a true religion. I'd like to continue for listening his Dharma with you. Not about mere faith, but solid Dharma. Please join me in meditation. We remind the Buddha's last word again. Please listen carefully. After I am gone, the Dharma will be your guide. First, be true and real to yourself. Those who practice the Dharma and living the Dharma are always by me, close to me. But even though one is beside me, if he or she does not practice the Dharma, he or she is not near me. All things and all lives are constantly changing, passing from one state to another. All are subject to this universal law of change. I am no exception, my final days here. Since all things change, it does not make my difference, any difference, if my physical body passed away. This body is not the Buddha. The truth reality is the Buddha itself. This is the important point. Do not concern yourselves with my passing away, but concern yourselves with your own truth reality, that called the Dharma. Dear Ananda, my friend, be with your life as your island, seeking no external refuge, with the Dharma as your island, seeking no other refuge. Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Please join me in Gassho and the recitation of the Nembutsu. Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Namo Amitabha, Naman, Naman. Okay, thank you very much everyone for attending today's service. Okay, we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.